No delay this time.
Oh, yes. Give us the Go TVs. What happened to all the viewers? Welcome, everybody. You guys are watching CEVO-TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops.
What's
Please
going
follow the
on?
channel. It is a great pleasure for us to bring you the first ever cast of this channel. And, of course, this channel and the, I guess I'll call them sister channels of CEVO-TV will be the location of this and many other games and titles for many matches to come. So we've got another one coming up for you. It's Season 2's champion Afterlife versus the now minted Proximity squad, right?
Yes. And those of you who are here, we ask that you follow us on our new channel here.
Oh, please do.
So good game by Denial and Armada. Armada doing pretty well there on the first half, and then they kind of crumbled after Denial or TVA picked up their momentum and got back in it.
That's very true. Yeah. So we have Afterlife and Proximity coming up. They will be starting in approximately, I want to say, 5 to 10 minutes. They have a little bit of a delay here.
Okay. And I'm assuming GoTV is the same as it was last season?
It is the exact same. I will be finding that match. Perhaps we should go to a short break.
Sure. Yeah, to you, those of you who are watching, please give us a follow, as I said earlier. Really appreciate it. Getting this new channel up and running. It's better see you guys. But we're going to take a quick break while the next team is preparing, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back.
And we're back,
Quick
and
breaks.
this, Clay, this has the feel of familiarity when we're doing an Afterlife match.
It certainly does. I mean, I have I have the GoTV saved on a file, for Christ's sake.
Did Rambo change his name to Cotton? No, I'm not Rambo. I guess that's a compliment. So, thank you. You're watching CEVO TV. We are CEVO-TV's casters slash media developers. I'm Cotton. My partner's Klops. You are watching the kickoff to the Season 3 regular season of CEVO-Main. Coming up next is Coming up next is Afterlife versus Proximity.
Yes.
Proximity's roster clay. I want to look that up for you real quick, just so you can pull up some. You start doing some name retention here, because I know that we've casted these players before, just not the name. Not the
Under the same flagship.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. You ready for this?
Yeah, hit me.
Literally?
Sure. I could use a massage. Haha!
Oh, I see what you did there. That's not terribly funny.
No, it's not.
Okay, so listen to this. Postman, Jex, Stripteased, Eastwood, Randy, Alton. And you don't recognize any of those names except for Randy. I know for a fact.
I was going to say Eastwood sounds kind of familiar.
Oh, maybe he was, and I just don't recall. And then for the Afterlife roster, you can probably name them off the top of your head. Maybe I don't even need to help you.
No, you don't. Cutlass, Foster, Dark Tart since George is gone, Booty, and Davester. Boom.
Very good. 2 are in the server. That's Davester and Cutlass, meaning that this must be the right destination for this. It will be on Dust 2 again. And judging, I believe, off of the fact that they are not the home team, the way CEVO works is home and away. Home teams will get to choose the side that they start on, and I believe you would start on the advantageous side if you were the Proximity squad. So I would think, that Afterlife starts on CT, maybe?
Yeah, most likely. Someone asked what headset am I using? Yes, it is a SteelSeries Siberia V2.
I like your headset, Clay. I like that it's very red. It always gets my attention.
Thank you. I almost got the standard black, and I was like, yeah, that's boring.
Let's do a little bit of
red.
Oh, actually, I like the black. I also like the whites that I see a lot of.
I like the white ones too, but I didn't even know the ones with the blue glowing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right. Let's do a bit of a PSA here. Coming up November 9th and November 10th, join us on this channel for the Complexity 10th anniversary tournament. Sign up now. Sign up your team for the open qualifiers. It's a 2-day weekender where you'll be able to play whoever in the field to advance to a group stage to take on the invited teams such as Denial or Complexity or Frost or Reliable, and try to walk out with a large cash prize. I just got distracted by the chat.
Yeah.
Jet Li was my cousin. No, Jet Li's not my cousin. I would tell you right now that if he was my cousin, I would be doing cooler things than being on the internet right now, like getting super ripped and learning crazy martial arts with him.
Oh, man.
You guys are funny.
Jet Li, what happened to that guy, man? He was like making movies nonstop and then just gone.
He is still crazy popular. You just have to find him in other cinematic markets, because he's not in the U.S. market anymore. He's more or less in the Chinese market.
Mm-hmm.
A couple people in the server would recommend you join. It's not totally full yet, but at least people will have something to look at other than our faces, although our faces are quite attractive.
I agree with that one. Oh, quite literally, a couple people.
Oh yeah. Without the aid of our intro videos and our transitional segues, we feel a little naked at times.
A little bit. Yeah. It was a little awkward going live without the intro video. I was like, oh. Afterlife, quite on time though. Those guys are usually punctual. I mean, a little delay, as we said, but...
Alright, so we have a bunch of viewers probably who are not at all indoctrinated into what it is to play competitive Counter-Strike here. And Dust 2 is one of those maps that we have a fly-through for, right? Please?
Yeah.
Do we?
It's on the old background, though.
Oh, shoot. Well, never mind. let's talk a little bit about what we need to accomplish when you're playing Dust 2, Clay. And I know you're an expert on Dust 2,
Oh,
especially being the resident opper in our household,
ooh.
if I could call it that. Tell me exactly what you need to accomplish, either side, but we'll talk about proximity in specificity, how to beat Afterlife on this particular map.
How to beat Afterlife. Well, let's say Afterlife is terrorist side, and I'd say that's probably their strongest side on most maps, pretty much in general. They don't seem to be too strong on CT sides. They're not the type of team that likes to sit around and wait for people to come at them. And their entry frags just seem to be much stronger than their defensive setups. Um, they do have an operator in George, which he is not here today, so you won't be really expecting that. We have seen Davester op quite well before, but no guarantee that he will be. So I don't think that the other team proximity will have to worry about opping from Afterlife too much here, which is unfortunate because opping is very strong on Dust 2. Lots of long uh, points of contact here where people meet up, and so op is a strong map here. I mean, a strong weapon here on this map.
It definitely is a strong choice here. What particular weaknesses in Afterlife's game could a team like Proximity exploit to try to unseat the reigning champions?
Well, so like I said, they rely heavily on the entry frag. So if you could get them off their momentum, use nades, smokes, and flashes to your advantage to stop them from coming out strong, and getting those shots. Also, playing in dynamic positions rather than static positions when you're defending. That's going to help you out as well. And if you do those things, I think that's already a good start to getting a heads up on Afterlife.
I absolutely agree here. I hope that once we confirm which sides that they start on, we'll be able to diagnose a little bit more about what Proximity needs to do. I am rooting for the underdog here. I like seeing new unknowns, and I hope that we can find another Ruination, not the ending of the story, another Ruination type an up-and-comer. How about that?
Yeah, I agree. Ruination was a good team last season. I want to say last year, but it wasn't a year. Yeah, last season they were a great team. Had that issue with ringers apparently, but
What can
hopefully
you
we'll
do?
see someone. Yeah, I believe the only other teams that were pale in comparison to Afterlife was that's probably the wrong expression actually. The only ones who compared to Afterlife were Go Berserk and Pug Kings, which I believe Pug Kings has completely reformed their roster since last season. So
There is one significant standout on Pug Kings, of course. That is our old
Brunick.
teammate, Brewing.
Yeah, that was so random today. He's like talking chat. Oh, hey, what's going on here? And we're like, Brunick? Is that you?
Finding well teammates here. We have players connecting and disconnecting. They're having some trouble with Paladin. Hopefully they'll get in any time now. We see Alton and Jex. Oh, 5 for Afterlife already in. It is who we expect to see. Cutlass, Darktard, Davester, Booty, and Foster. After Darktard disconnects here. For Proximity, I'm hoping that we'll be able to... Well, I guess they call themselves PMX. Wonder what that is. For Proximity, we'll probably be seeing Eastwood, Jex, Alton, Randy, perhaps? Striptease, apparently. How many of you, and I'm asking you in the audience, are signed up for Season 3? How many of you have begun to play your games? What divisions are you in? How are you doing? What are your chances to win this season? I'd like to know. I'd like to know who our constituency is here and who we'd like to cater to here. Also, we'd like to know, because we'd like to gather a little bit of analytics on how our conversation should go. Should we be talking about the deep meta of the game? Should we be talking about the basics of the game? Should we be walking through exactly what people are doing and talking about literally the beginnings of how to play the game?
Maybe we don't need to go too far into the super basics, but I mean, yeah.
Hopefully not. Welcome to our regulars. I see Jimster. He says, I'm blasted. Is CEVO like ESEA? Yes, CEVO is ESEA. CEVO is a bit more all-inclusive than ESEA. It's a league that covers more ground than ESEA. It does multiple games, and its flagship title is CSGO, with over 500 teams registered for this season, including the top teams that you like to watch, including Denial and Complexity and Exertus and Reliable and Frost.
Yes, and like 200 ping says, it is free. Free to play, and you get a prize if you win. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's true. CEVO now is a free league. You play it, and you can walk out with a cash prize at the end. That's why people like it. We have somebody says, I was coming to the game, or I was playing the game at a Cal P level. Now I'm returning, and I'm getting the sense that our conversation should be catered to the high-end user experience. I'm perfectly okay with that. That's how I prefer to talk about Counter-Strike, but you never know, and you just need to make sure sometimes.
So I kind of talked about the CT side for proximity here. Why don't you talk about their what they will need to do T side against Afterlife?
All right, let's dive right into it. Proximity will be facing an Afterlife team that's pretty disciplined where they play. They'll be playing a stock position, and they are pretty confident in their ability to just simply outgun you when it comes to one-to-one shooting on Dust 2. So you can exploit them a little bit with a couple set smokes and nades, particularly the sky flashes over long and the sky flashes out at mid. In the past, we've seen a mid hold that was a bit aggressive, close to the close pillar at the left side of mid, and then somebody rotating into CT spawn to support them. So if you play close and you're able to pre-flash, drop a flash over the top and allow someone to peek, and they'll probably be able to walk out with 100 health, you know, that's an early advantage that you need to win against a team as good as Afterlife here. If you're Proximity, you want to be engaging, controlling mid, you want to be able to cut the map in half, and you need to pretty much mimic the game plan that Denial just put out there, which is using your smokes and flashes consistently to buy yourself time, to siphon off portions of the map that you can deal with into, you know, bite-sized sizes, you know, that you can compartmentalize the objectives and the zones that you need to control without having to deal with all of Afterlife, because Afterlife is very coordinated. Now, if they don't have the same shooting talent that, say, a Complexity might field, they do have the level of communication and coordination that you might expect a team as good as them to field.
I agree. Eastwood joining the server. That's going to be 4 for Proximity. So we're just waiting on one more to get this going, which should hopefully be soon. So
Aurelius
there's a
asks,
client you have to download. Yeah. That's what you're going to answer. No, there is not.
What's nice about CEVO is that there is no client. What you'd have to do is actually go to a browser, start up the browser, have your anti-cheat run through your browser after its first installation. It's very easy. The entire CEVO League is run through a website, and in that way, it is so much nicer. There's just so much less to manage that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a relay to watch the stream? Mine isn't good. Unfortunately, I'm not willing to give out this GoTV, and I will tell you right now why I will not. This is a private GoTV. It is owned by, not us, it is rented actually by the players themselves, and I am not at liberty to give away their information. I will not do that without express permission. However, what you can help us do is by following us on this channel. If you follow us on this channel, we have our friends over at Twitch who will help us get us multiple resolutions so that you can watch this at a lower resolution and accommodate yourself to view this at a comfortable setting in the future. So I'm sorry, that's the answer I didn't want to give, but the answer I do have to give.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who have been watching us since Fixation TV, you know we were trying to get partnership to get better resolutions for you guys, more resolutions for you guys, to help with the issues people have, and hopefully with CEVO backing us now, we'll be more successful in that campaign. And
players are telling me, by the way.
Yeah.
Players are telling me that they are ready to go. We'll be underway in approximately 120 seconds, I think.
Awesome. So yeah, like we were saying, if you guys are new, or you recognize us and you're like, hey, who are these? This is Fixation TV. Yes, it is Fixation TV. We are Klops and Cotton. We are now under CEVO-TV, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on. So go ahead and give this channel a follow. It is our new home. And are we live? I believe we're live. Nope, gotta hold on.
Waiting for Cotton to say Gabe Newell.
Okay. Did I miss something between you and Davester?
No, they were just making sure that the audience was prepared. They are, of course, prepared, and we are, of course, aware enough to just go on, the tips of our toes and the balls of our feet. But they are nice and asking for permission. How nice of them. I've never seen players treat casters with such respect.
Who won last game? Denial, or to be determined, whatever their name is at the moment, won the game. Not too bad of a performance by Armada, though. They stuck in it pretty well, for what I thought. Someone asked, are we only streaming CEVO-Main matches, or will we do random games?
The answer to that is that we'll do the best available matches.
Yes.
We'll do the most compelling matches, the ones that you guys most request to see. And if that means that it's a CEVO-IM match with like star players that we've never heard of before, then maybe we do that match. But if that also means that it's Denial versus Complexity, sometimes that will cancel out your CEVO Open extravaganza. Are we live? Because I didn't mean to do that PSA while we were live.
We are not. Well, maybe now.
Ooh, you ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome, everybody. This is CEVO Season 3, the kickoff night of the season. This is Week 1, Match 1, Afterlife versus Proximity. Afterlife down, their in-game leader, Immortal George, is not here. However, they have a substitute who is more than willing and more than able to pick up the slack in Darktard. So for both rosters, Darktard, Booty, Foster, Cutlass, and Davester representing Afterlife, Eastwood, Striptease, Alton, Jex, and Randy representing Proximity. I gotta tell you, Clay, last season's champions in Afterlife here have to be the favorites here, but I'm hoping that we get a great performance out of Proximity because they, Afterlife delivering the blows here. Cutlass nailing the first one. I'll get back to that one after this round here.
Jeez.
Two go in the favor already. Booty and Cutlass have registered kills here, and here comes the Strip. They wanted to do a 3-2 split on to B. They've managed to trade one out. Striptease has now pressured Davester, and it's a decent trade. It's a 2-on-3 fighting Glocks here. And after that, Striptease has brought it down to a 2-on-2, and this is the odds that they want. Darktard and Cutlass have to take a retake through a smoked door, and this is uncomfortable for them. That nade lands right at the head of Darktard. His helmet saves, or excuse me, his armor saves him from a good majority of that damage, but still peppers him a little. Flash over. Here comes the retake. Striptease knows exactly what's going on. He's stuck in the closet. Cutlass has a triple on the round. All of them were headshots.
Dirty, dirty, dirty by Cutlass, and he's being greedy and taking that defuse, even though Darktard has the kit.
This is like the second round op buy.
Yep. Already with 4,800, so he's styling right now.
All right, so I think just by powers of observation, Proximity has a shot. I could see the shots in their hands. I could see the crosshairs moving at the right pace. Now it's just a matter of, can I be as coordinated as Afterlife? Can I keep up with them in the mental aspect?
Yeah, and we'll see as this match continues to go. We're seeing a strong position over at A and mid. It looks like they're going to be trying to do maybe a 3-2 split, going long A and Cat, but there's a stack on Cat. And that's two members of Afterlife as they are exchanging blows here. Cutlass doing a lot of damage there, picks one up and going for a second. He does get that kill, reloading now in a safe spot. And here we go. That is Alton coming in. Excuse me.
That's a hard name to say.
Yeah, okay. He gets a kill, and now they are still trying to continue onto this A site. But Darktard is there with a MP7, looks like, and he does get another kill. That's two for him. So good defense there by Cutlass and Darktard on this A site as he cleans it up. And that's a nice even 3-2 split for those two guys.
One more round, you'd think, but you remember, they had a bomb plant in the first round. This could be a gun round. We're just waiting to see exactly what the decision is here from the in-game leader of Proximity. It looks like a deagle on the field, meaning that no purchase will be made for Proximity. Surprising here, to be honest.
A little bit surprising. I mean, you know, we saw a lot of surprise, I did that in quotes, surprise buys on the third round, which actually ended up pretty much being a standard thing, and now we're actually seeing it go back to saving 3 rounds, and I think they want to get those ops on Dust too, because, you know, like we said,
Full
op
mid
is
control.
strong.
Cutlass enforces. Jex goes down. Yes, they do want to have that op capability for the terrorist side here. Eastwood drops Dark Tard, and there's no one else supporting him. He can go out and grab that gun with Cutlass back at the platform. That is a worthwhile dive if you wanted to pick up that weapon, but they will not.
Yeah,
Foster on the other side of the smoke will spray everyone down. He misses, actually. Striptease brings him down. A gun delivered to the terrorist side here, and we have a melee here. Cutlass at the bottom of the ramp sprays down Eastwood and Randy. What a great hold here in a round that looks like it was slowly falling apart for them. A third one for Cutlass. He's on fire. He's got a quad on the round, and Alton coming around at long will be the last one to clean up here. Remember, this is an eco round here, so whatever the outcome, they've already succeeded in terms of what they were trying to accomplish. But if Cutlass gets an ace, right meow, okay, or not. He can hear him, and he has a great suspicion about what's going on here, and I no doubt think that he might have just peeked and saw Alton. Alton has no idea somebody's at the top of the box. There's an ace for Cutlass on the round. Guess what, Clay? He's got 10 in 3 rounds.
Yeah, he is going beast mode right now. I mean, he's just hitting everything. All his bursts are just right on the head. Nice, tight little shots, just really connecting everything. He is just playing phenomenally right now, and if he keeps that up, it's going to be hard for Proximity to get back into this. But, I mean, that was an ace on an eco round. Not the most impressive thing. And we'll see what they do now that they have guns.
I gotta say that a lot of those terrorists did have guns because they picked them up on the way.
That is true. So, see the terrorists hanging around 3 in mid, 1 in B tunnels, 1 over at long A. Pretty standard look for these guys. And at Eastwood,
ooh.
Oh, I thought that was the guy with the AK. Yeah, I thought Randy got that. But it was Eastwood taking that one with the op, seeing the smoke go down to CT spawn. That usually indicates it's going to be a 3-2 split to B. And the bomb is actually rotating, and they are going to be going for this. Striptease is going to be leading the charge into the site, and that is going to be, I believe, Dark Tard.
Oh, he's so blind.
No, it's Davester. Davester on the defense. He's in the back side. I'm on his perspective. Trying to get one down the spray. Not so good. He gets taken out. Dark Tard on the transfer. Gets killed. And that leaves Foster and the Cutlass as the 2 clutch men. And at this point, probably going to want to save. 5 versus 2, trying to retake B. That's going to be pretty difficult, and I think they agree they're going to be saving here.
Foster's in a position where he can't really even leave because he knows people are outside that door looking for him, so he's going to sit here, I think, and if anything, just look for the exit because he can't leave this position.
Yeah, exactly. Meeting up with Alton right there. Alton had a chance to get a good headshot, but couldn't quite connect. And now Foster and Cutlass are just playing passive, and they could come up with some exit kills right here. Cutlass getting 2. Foster has a chance to grab 1. Does get it.
This is a whole lot of exit kills.
Yeah, that is a good job by those guys, taking down 3 terrorists and going to force them to have to rebuy. Good job by those guys.
Now, this is economy control here, and this is something that is so understated. On a map where you need to make sure that you're not getting out-opt by terrorists here, it's so important to make sure that they're not regularly able to afford the weapons that they want. And that is one way to do it. Finding those exits, sitting in that CT spawn, knowing that people will be coming to you, being disciplined, and making sure that you're there to receive is, oh, by the way, a 4-man stack to B. With the bomb in the B tunnels, they're going to push through. Davester's the first one in the hallway. He's going to fire, and Randy's there to receive. Striptease on the crossfire will save his teammate. This is a great hold for Proximity. That aggressive push could have derailed everything. That discipline for all of the terrorists there made it possible for them to turn that around. Booty Foster now sandwiched between many terrorists here. Here comes the entry with Booty attempting to hold. He cannot. Foster, the next one, has an AK. Takes the first shot. Doesn't deliver the kill here. Perfect entries, 4 alive for the terrorists here. That's an ideal round to have. After a round where you lost a lot of guns, you walk away with most everybody healthy.
Yeah, and we've seen that setup before from Afterlife on their save rounds, especially if they do have someone who saved a gun from previous round. They put the guy with the gun in a site by himself, and then they stack the other site. And they try to just overpower with their numbers to get the advantage with the pistols. And I believe Afterlife's going to be on another save round here. So this round most likely going to go to Proximity. We see the stack going on to Cat. That's 4 members. All 5 actually going to be on Cat. Foster coming out. Exchanges 1. And there's Randy picking up another. And he is just still going at it. Getting a 3rd as Eastwood picks up 1 for himself as well. And that leaves Booty as the only member of Afterlife alive. And it's a 1 versus 4 situation. He might be able to pick up a gun here in mid if he's sneaky about it. But other than that, not going to be doing too much.
It looks like Eastwood might be guarding the gun from a distance.
Would be the smart thing to do, dropping his pistol, maybe trying to draw fire there. Did he get the gun? No, he didn't. It's a little bit back for him. It's going to be dangerous. He might get picked up right here. He certainly does. Easy shot for Eastwood, and that ties it up 3-3.
Now remember, you are on the terrorist side and you want to be leading in this half because this half is critical to your success. So proximity, they breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, we can hang with the champs. You know, they're not intimidating. They're perfectly killable, but now we have to start building. And we have to start building in a 2-to-1 ratio here. Pick opportunity missed by Eastwood. He counts 2 crossover. That's our 2 and 5 man Booty and Davester. 9 and 6. That's Striptease and Randy are holding in bomb side B. The bomb is actually outside of long here. It's a 2-1-2. And this, Clay, we're reverting back to the classic meta. 2-1 for the counter-terrorists here. A lot of smokes to cloud up B, confusing the counter-terrorists within, thinking that maybe they might be coming this way. But with that amount of smokes, you almost give away the fact that that's not the bombs that you want.
Yeah, I agree. Smokes in the B tunnels pretty much is suicide if you're going to try to run through those. So pretty much saying that, yeah, we're just showing that we're over here at B, but we're not actually going to go to B. And
Mid-control.
Sorry, go ahead.
Established. They're looking for someone to cross over. They've got a high-low. It's a sloppy high-low. They have Eastwood at the top of the cat, or the back of the cat, by Palm, and Striptease behind the Xbox. Now they've set up the high-low here, and they're going to send Jex to be the entry man. He looks on, Dark Tard fires the first shot, is actually slapped. He gets his hand slapped while looking, or peeking, or reaching into the cookie jar there. He actually doesn't die, but he didn't get anything for his trade here. Now Cutlass below him, his teammate, look for a headshot there, finally gets it. Almost could have brought down 2 if he could have just controlled his first burst there, but he trades 1-1, and that's fair enough game for him. Now Alton on the far flank is down at long. Bomb has not committed to anything. Look at our map, Clay. Look at the mini-map. The number 5 man, Davester, is lurking, and he's got the bomb carrier right next to him. Here comes the kill. 1 for him. Sees the second one. Can't translate it, but at least they've figured out that where the bomb is, and they've dropped 2 in the process. Now Alton is the most recent one to go down. That's Randy and Eastwood still alive here. They're in dire straits with 15 seconds left. Afterlife has all but won this round, and they won it on game awareness.
Yeah, well, and also holding their site Cutlass and Dark Tard held A down really well. They got a kill and exchanged 1, and then Davester took the chance, pushed through B, and was able to pick up the bomb carrier, get a kill, do some damage, and then as that was going on, Booty grabbed a kill in mid. So they were just all over the place, working well in tandem together, and it did great for them. They picked up the round like we saw. 4-3 now is the score.
4-3 is our score. Afterlife leads by 1, and we did emphasize before that it is a lead on terrorists that you want to build up, not the lead. I mean, of course, anybody wants to build up a lead, but it's more emphasized and exacerbated when you have that lead on terrorists here. Dark Tard dodges the first flash, gets Sky Flash to the second one. His teammate there is there to support him. Foster will not let him drop. The terrorist side dropping out. They still are wielding an op. Eastwood, who has that op, is spying cat, making sure no one pushes. It looks like they want to cut somebody out at mid, and nobody is playing a hard control mid. Cutlass is playing an off-look at CT spawn with Booty up in the window to support. As the game has moved toward a mid-control meta, it seems like the counter-terrorists have now set up a crossfire permanently in CT spawn and window. That's more and more common these days, and it's more and more common to look for that person and actually not throw that smoke into CT spawn. Instead, just challenge the person one-on-one at CT spawn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that smoke into CT spawn is pretty much a dead giveaway of what you're doing, and it allows CTs to rotate quickly and, get into CT spawn and maybe push through the smoke, wait for the sound cue. There you are going to be nice shot by Eastwood right there, and they're going to be taking A from that.
Eastwood flicked that flash, saw a man jump, flicked up, and absolutely destroyed the man retreating.
Looking through the smoke, Jex actually picks him up, and now he has a chance to get the guy along. Randy finishes it up, and that's the round of proximity. 4 versus 4. This is going to be a close one, I think.
It is. I hope it is. It's really, really back and forth at the moment, but if you do split 8-7, you would give this half to the counter-terrorists if they were able to keep pace 1-to-1 on every round.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a save, though, and we see Booty is the only one with a gun here, sporting that M4 silenced M4A1.
So unfortunate, because he's the only one with a gun, and he got legged in the door when hit by the opera.
So Cutlass over at B, a little bit of a personal change right there since he's been normally playing A, and Booty is on the defense, and B is pretty much given up already. They're in the site. They haven't got that bomb down, though. Taking their time with that. The smokes are down. They should be having it go down, and there it is. It finally does. And the CTs are there ready for the retake. Eastwood takes one down with the op, And they are trying to get in there, but these nades and these AKs are going to be a little bit too much for Afterlife here. Randy pushing out, getting a little too aggressive, and he goes down for his efforts. Foster could grab that gun and retreat, but he doesn't. And that's going to be the round 2 proximity on that save.
4-5, Afterlife trails by 1. That was an eco round, wasn't it? It was, right?
It was, yes.
They'll buy this round, but Cutlass is not necessarily in the position to buy healthy. He's at 3,800, and I wonder if he's going to be using. It'll be a double eco.
Yep.
That is a huge commitment there. That's a commitment to understanding what your economy means to your team, and a huge vote of confidence in your ability to pick up rounds despite losing them here. And I don't think they have an intention of losing them, but the odds are stacked against them, especially when Darktard eats an AK round at the beginning of that. So Foster is buried in this pit, and he is getting bombarded. Literally artillery shells coming down on top of him, and he's blind, naded, and somehow is still barely alive. Alton cleans up that job. Foster held on, but nobody came to his rescue. Of course, nobody really could come to his rescue, considering the weapons weren't on the field here. So 1 left in CT spawn, and 1 lurking somewhere around long by Palm. Not a successful round for Afterlife, but they kind of doomed themselves to it, considering the fact that proximity has been moving around in big bunches. And Afterlife, this has been their weakness. And I wonder if people scout our tape, Clay, because when we point out Afterlife's weaknesses, I've noticed that teams who play them in subsequent games start to exploit their weakness.
It's possible. Maybe we need to stop talking about, about it.
Do you remember what I'm talking about with the weaknesses?
Yeah.
It's the ability to deal with speed aggression for 5-man rushes. Afterlife has been traditionally subpar at dealing with those, and they got better in the postseason. They did. But you know, if you want to beat this team, you do it with blunt force. Yeah,
exactly. Like I said, they're not the best on CT side. They definitely. I mean, I think they have a phenomenal T side. Honestly, they more thrive on the entry kills and using their momentum to get the rounds going. And look at this, Jex just doing tons of work here, picking up 3 kills as he heads into B. And this round quickly going in proximity's favor. That's going to leave not Booty, Darktard and Foster as the only 2 alive, and they're going to want to save that op and that M4.
Somebody in chat just said, are the teams, the invite teams, taking this league seriously? You know, we hope they are. And we can't honestly tell you yes or no, but it seems that they are, and they realize the intrinsic value of what we're putting up for them. Right now, CEVO is not the biggest CSGO league in the land. ESEA holds that title, and they should, because of their reputation and what they offer to the teams participating. But the opportunity to have multiple leagues is something that really appeals to the invite players, because that's something that they used to have, and they had taken away from them. And that lure, that attraction there, is what motivates them to play. So hopefully they've committed to this, and they've spoken to us saying that, okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to play hard and get to invite, and that's what motivates us. We want to be at an invite level in CEVO. Hopefully they stick with it, because they see the value of having multiple leagues.
Exactly, and just because they didn't play preseason doesn't mean they're not going to take it seriously.
Op duel here. Shots gone awry. It's Alton versus Darktard, not Eastwood, the traditional op. It's a double op look for the terrorist here. This is where you feel a little bit uncomfortable with the counter terrorists. You've started to let your rounds pile up against the terrorists, or with the terrorists, and that means that they're able to afford what they want. And on this map, that means ops. And on that round, if you jump while Darktard's looking at you, he's not going to miss that shot. Second op shot for Darktard goes wide. Doesn't matter. Foster cleans up for his teammate. Another trade. Darktard cannot translate. 2-1. Trade there on that engagement. Jex cleans up 2. Booty, Cutlass, and Daves are left on the counter-terrorist side. 1 at the bottom of the ramp. Gets cleaned up by Booty's wild spray. Don't even know if he really deserved that kill. That was utterly ridiculous looking.
It was, but he got it nonetheless. And the round before that, on that when they were saving, we missed two exit kills from Darktard with that op, so he did a good job there, and he passes it over to Cutlass. And so let's see what Cutlass is going to be doing with that op, and where he's going to be going, because he's been kind of all over the map, either A or B, and it looks like, let's see, he's going over to B this round. Actually going to be playing mid, it looks like, looking at that palm tree. It's going to be a rush towards B, though. Randy is going to be the entry man. He gets the flash down. Davester over playing at the car. Booty, good timing on coming through the window, picks up the kill, and that stops one of them. And now
these smokes and flashes are really clever. He threw a smoke at the beginning of the platform, and it's throwing flashes into the smoke, so nobody can see those flashes detonating, so they can't flick away. That's really smart.
It is smart. And Jex on the lurk right there, picking up 1 in the B tunnels, and now he is the last man left alive. 3 members of Afterlife are up, and they have the bomb actually out in the site, so Jex is kind of screwed right now.
This is the long-term fruit, the ramifications of what you committed to a couple rounds ago. We're going to do a double eco round, and we know we're going to come back from it because we are that good. This is a bit of us being a little bit biased because we've seen Afterlife play for so long, but this is not the first time we've seen it, and I'm always impressed by their fortitude and their confidence in their double ecos.
Yeah, like we said, they do usually favor an op in Immortal George, so I mean, when he's there and they do go for the double ecos, you could usually bet he's going to try to get an op for himself. This time we see Cutlass and Dark Tartar wielding, and they're not doing bad with it at all. They're doing work. They're getting the kills that they need to get, and it's working out for them. Jex, 30 seconds left on the clock, and he goes down to Cutlass with that op, and that's going to give him another round, making it 7-6. Still in favor of Proximity.
Alrighty. You know, your proximity, you feel alright about this half, but you need these last two. You do need these last two. You've got the nades to pull it off, you've got an op on the field, you've got even chances to pull it off, and you kind of see where your patterns of success have been. And they've been at long, they've been coming up over the top of Catwalk, and they're going to try it again. 1-1 trade thus far. Foster goes down. Darktard trades for him. 2-2 trade thus far, and Jex cleans up Darktard. Now, the doorway to A is completely open. The only person defending it is at the low position in CD spawn, which is always the position you don't want, because hitting that cross shot is always, always frustrating. Nade there will do a little bit of damage to Randy. It's a 3-3, but the retake makes it that much harder when you have to engage people at the goose, at the cross, at the car, at long. You know, at this point, even if it is 3-3, it is heavily favored toward the terrorist side now.
Yep, and they're going to be coming from all different angles here, which we always say is the smart thing to do on the retakes. Davester, nice shot right there in the pit. Jex responding, so it's 2 versus 2 here, and we see Booty is pushing up through the smoke, gets the kill, and now it's up to Rand, who looks like he's going to be going down. The pistol is pulled out by Booty, and there's Cutlass to finish it off. He does have a kit, so that's going to be a defuse, and that's going to make it 7-7. So, like you said, that round was really important for Proximity here, and I mean, they got the bomb down, so they will be able to buy this round, and they pretty much need to win this one, because as we said, Afterlife much stronger on terrorist side, so you got to watch out for that.
This Cutlass carry is substantial. It's 19-8 for him, by the way. Fast boost on the catwalk here, sending everybody up. Looks like Dartard and Foster will be both up on the catwalk. They'll be pushing and trying to get an early kill here. Jex will be the first one to find him. Go to our number 7 man already. A flash here around the corner will blind people. That's Dartard and Foster. They back up, but I don't know that Jex heard them. A smoke in his face will not make him back up. This is a very, very bold play here. Early kill there, gets traded out. Dartard was at least good enough to protect his teammate and make the trade even there. That play was actually... wow. Eastwood cleans up, and the complexion of this round has suddenly changed. They're going to win this if they can just hold on here. Booty and Dazer are pretty much completely siphoned off at B and can't walk through this smoke wall without risking certain death here. This bomb plant will make it a 2-man retake and a forced retake given the last round of the half. Spray throughs through TT spawn does nothing. Striptease walks away mostly unscathed, sitting at half health here, and it's looking a little bit ugly here. I'm going to go to our number 5 man, Davester, who's set up as the entry man for the retake. Throws a pizza nade, does some damage, leaving Booty by himself. He is, for lack of a better word, Clay, he's screwed.
He is, as he goes down, and that's going to make it 8-7. So Proximity not getting the split that they want. But, I mean, they still come out of that first half with the lead, and, I mean, knowing, like I said, I've said it, I don't know how many times this match, but knowing Afterlife, they play much better T-side, so I'm kind of worried about Proximity here.
Somebody asked something about the overlays. Yeah, we're going to have these overlays fixed. They're not perfect at the moment. They were recently implemented. We can obviously have them adjusted. Our team is very good at accomplishing that. You're watching CEVO Week 1, Match 1 of Afterlife versus Proximity. We're missing one in-game leader for Afterlife, but as it stands, they haven't entirely missed him too much. They are very, very...
well, Cutlass hasn't missed him too much.
Yeah, maybe the others have. Maybe Immortal puts everyone else in position, but Cutlass is a force of nature at the moment. Eastwood steps into the smoke. He'll be facing Foster one-on-one. Good order number 0, man Clay. He's got people on the other side of him, and he's not afraid. Steps out, looks the wrong way, shoots, and actually gets one kill where he shouldn't have. Foster was a little too slow on the trigger. Lets Dark Target get shot in the back, and that's so frustrating when that happens. 4-4. Alton left. Moving out of the catwalk. Striptease number 9 has moved through into the BE tunnels, and he's going to find Davester. There's going to be a confrontation here. Go to our number 9 man. He's hiding in this corner. He knows something. Staying at this position, mid-control seems to be what Afterlife wants. They're taking on Jex one-on-one. Go back to our number 9 man. Here comes the ambush. Davester survives the first encounter and delivers the kill after being ambushed there. That's impressive aim there. 1 man left, that's Alton. Our number 8 man is the clutch man. He's the first shot to make this one at least possible. Nade lands right by him. He needs to hit that shot. Lands a nice one. That's a headshot onto Davester. Has 1 on the round and is now fighting a 1-on-2. Cutlass is going to plant the bomb. Booty doing the full-on around the world, not even going to try to engage his opponent here. Now Alton had some idea, probably staying in that bomb site, knowing that I probably forced them to go to B, so he's doing the long trek here. By the time he gets there, Clay, the bomb timer will be too advanced and he has no kit.
Yep, agree. And no health either. Only 18 health versus 2 members of Afterlife is not going to be enough to retake this site, especially when they're actually playing passive, and there's the kill from Cutlass. Tying it up now, 8-8. Cutlass gets that kill, and that's going to bring Afterlife into the lead most likely. They should be able to win the next 2. And nothing too special done on that pistol round. I think, if anything, the error was from proximity. You know, they pushed A and B, and they got punished for it. They should have probably just stayed back in their sights and played passively against Afterlife.
Well, there was that one push in the B tunnels that could have seriously done some real damage, but you know, the attempt was kind of botched there when Davester managed to pull himself out of danger and kill the ambusher.
Yep, as we see Dark Tard, nice entry there into mid, gets one with his MAC-10, and a nade grabs another one from Davester, and that's going to leave Jex trying to defend at B, and he goes down as well, leaving 2 members over at long A. Randy and Eastwood trying to get that kill onto the lurking Booty, but he is retreating back over towards B, and the bomb is getting planted. So this round, and not looking too good for proximity. 21 health on Randy. Eastwood at 5, and they are just dropping here. Randy, the last one alive, and he is probably going to go down right here to Foster. No! Grabs that kill instead, and then Dark Tard had the chance, but Booty cleans it up from behind. And that's going to give him the round. 9-8 is the new score. Afterlife takes the lead.
Another eco round for proximity. They are known now, after seeing the first half, to be more than willing to do a 3-round eco. So they'll be saving again after buying some P250s and making sure that they have everything and all the tools that they need to succeed in the next round. So they'll likely, and you know, that's in quotation marks, lose this round in preparation and send it to a 10-8. Afterlife, of course, is on the advantageous side, so you'd think that they'd be able to rip off a couple more rounds, but Proximity has probably a game plan cooked up for this one. We have a far lurk at T-spawn here. Booty gets the first one, has an opportunity to get a second one, is having some trouble there. Finally gets 2, Cutlass gets 1 on the other side of the map, and this round is almost over before it even began. Eastwood actually is on the trail. Yeah, I actually had too many words queued up right there. Fired a shot. Looked like he had a headshot lined up, and he actually does. There's another one. He's got one flanking him, and he got caught on the reload. 10-8, like we called it. We're on to the gun rounds.
Yes, we are. So this is the time for Proximity to get back in it, show that they got what it takes with their aim and their, let's see if anyone's going to buy an op. With their holds, and like I said, you know, against this this team Afterlife, you want to make sure they don't get those entry kills. Throw them off their game with nades, smokes, flashes, and also just make sure you play your positions in dynamic style, and don't always play the same spot, because they do learn your spots and they do go for the pre-fire. So there's Eastwood getting a nice kill on Davester, and that's going to start it off good for Proximity. 4 versus 5, and let's see what Afterlife is going to be doing. Still 2 people in B and 2 people over at A. Gonna see the number 4 man Cutlass goes and picks up that op, looking for the pick over in mid. But our number 0 man Eastwood, he's playing it passively. He's just looking towards Cat. No need to be peeking through all the way towards T-spawn.
I'd have to agree there. It's a slow play. It's a very slow play for Afterlife, which is pretty typical of what they do. But since they're not using sound or, you know, engaging at any point, it's pretty ineffectual here. It's just going to end up to amount to the same thing as like a 5-man rush at the end.
Yeah, it looks that way. They are stacking up towards B. Gonna see Cutlass heading towards A, and B isn't probably the best site to try to take. It's really hard. I mean, it's pretty easy to defend as a CT, especially when you're only going against 4 people, and they have the number 0 man, Eastwood, who got that op shot right outside the door so he can come help out at any time. And it looks like they're just going to have Cutlass try to get this pick, as he is looking, takes a shot at nothing, as Eastwood is just hanging just barely out. Oh, does get the kill right there, and that's going to even it up, and they are heading towards Cat now, and they got some work to do. Looks like Soar is playing at the goose position, and Randy is going to be playing over by the car. Does get some damage on the Foster, but he goes down. His teammate wasn't there to help him quick enough. And where is Soar? He is in there. He's trying to get some kills. Gets 2. I'm sorry, that's Alton. Excuse me.
We got Cutlass on the clutch here.
With the op, he gets the bomb down, but he is being pressured from 2 different areas, and there's going to be one coming up right on him. And he needs to get this kill, misses the no-scope, and goes down. This round is going to proximity.
Bit of a panicked effort there for Cutlass. If he could just land that first shot, he would have had a chance at the second one. As it is, he tried for the style point instead of the substance. He couldn't come up with it. It is a 1-point gap closer for proximity. That's got to feel good, considering that Afterlife walked away with 3 after that pistol round. So they're really, really keeping it tight with Afterlife. And I don't give it any more thought, Clay. They are in this conversation with being able to keep up with this team.
They certainly are, and it's good to see. I'm glad to see it's not just a complete blowout.
Is this a B rush?
It is.
It's a full-on B rush.
With buy, too. They're getting... Sorry.
Go ahead. I thought for a moment that teams don't do this anymore, but you know what? When they think you're not going to do it, I guess that's the time to do it. When it's too easy and nobody would ever do it, that's the time to break it out, and they do it just like that. 4 alive for the terrorists here. 2 entries good. That's Eastwood and Jex who have gone down. Here comes the retake. 4-3 counter-terrorists. They'll send 1 all the way around. Striptease has to know that somebody's got to be lurking for him. We'll go to our number 9 man real quick before he gets killed? Question mark. Dark Tide now waiting. Has to think that somebody's coming around the corner. There's the headshot there. It's now left to Soar and Randy. They're smoked here, and they realize that we are just being bled out. You know, the attrition is bad. We can't get in. We've lost everybody. Just get the guns and figure it out. Save your guns for next time and walk away, because that was just too good of an entry.
It really was. Rushing B, like you said, people don't really do that anymore, and I don't think Proximity was expecting it. Completely caught him off guard, and it was a good just you know, pop-up play for Afterlife right there. And I don't think they could do it again though.
Question from the viewership. Is Afterlife any good? It looks like any invite team could crush them. You know what? They probably could. An invite level team to the tune of complexity would easily handle Afterlife. What we like to point out is that a great many of these teams in main probably cannot stay in the conversation with the top invite teams who have joined the league recently. But we are always looking for that next up-and-coming team, and we love to find that team that has the chance to become and transcend to become something more than they are today. And Afterlife is one of those teams. And we think perhaps Proximity has that opportunity as well in the future. It's all a matter of commitment and time on task and really practice, because you know many teams have been playing for as long as a Complexity has. It's all a matter of what you're willing to commit and how you get your returns out of your practice.
Exactly. Another win for Afterlife. That was an eco round for Proximity. Taking a look at their money, it looks like they're going to be saving again. Alton, Jex, and Randy both looking low on cash, so they are going to be going for that double save. This is most likely going to be 13 for Afterlife after this round. And it looks like... Is Afterlife doing another B-Rush?
God, I hope so, because when you start doing the funny strats like this...
Cool.
2 mid picks?
Yeah, the 1 mid pick was enough to confirm it was going to be a B rush, but that second one, they got inside no problem. No one defending whatsoever, and this is going to be a free round 4. Afterlife, as Cutlass grabs a 3rd one. He is just decimating these guys right now, all by himself. So that's going to leave the number 9 man, Striptease and Alton on the clutch, and it's just not looking good for him. Alton in the B tunnels, he's going to probably meet up with Booty here, who is lurking in that same spot that Davester was. And they need to let each other know that they use those same spots over and over.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I hit in that spot, so you might not want to use that one the next time around. Didn't matter too much with the USP, but all the same, that would have been bad if he got caught because his teammate had used that spot before. 13-9 Afterlife starting to close their grip, starting to, kind of clench their fist around the win. And this is the way you want to start your season here because, CEVO is, if I can use the term loosely, sort of ELO based. The way you're ranked in the system starts pitting you against harder and tougher opponents week to week, which is going eventually in the regular season to give us some really, really fantastic matches. So they need to get these wins early. They need to be in that conversation and power ranked with top teams if they want to make a splash. By the way, one pushed up on the cat. That's Foster going to meet Alton. He gets taken down. Afterlife's Foster, who's one of the typical entry men for Afterlife, delivers on that round. He's got one below him at the elevator. That's Randy. It's a 3-2 pinch, and Randy is very sad. He gets one, but he's surrounded. He gets taken out 4 alive. Jex is the only one alive for the counter-terrorist here. It looks like another round. It'll be 14-9, and we'll be on to the tie point, Clay. Afterlife, like you said, they just happen to be very, very much more coordinated when it comes to the terrorist side.
Yeah, and I mean, that round right there was pretty much attributed to Cutlass. He got a hit onto Jex in mid, and then he also picked up the op shot who got the kill onto one of the members. I don't remember the name, unfortunately, of who it was, but he did get that early kill, and it gave Afterlife the early advantage, since Proximity was down a man, and then Jex was already legged, so they had the clear advantage of that round, and they kept pressing it, and they were able to take A with a nice 3-2 split with their advantage, and they easily got the round, and now this is most likely going to be another save round for Proximity, and at this point in the game, it's not going to be good.
God, I don't really see it. Proximity is clearly in this conversation, like I said. They're
capable.
They can hang, but I don't think they can win, especially when that happens. My God.
And he just legged Eastwood.
Now, when you commit to buying, and you have smokes, and your teammates aren't smoking the cross for you at double doors, and you're getting picked, fool me once, right? But fool me twice, shame on me. That is something that cannot happen, especially when Cutlass has been doing that to you regularly now. So you've got to protect yourself from that, and that's an inexperienced move there. That's a sort of an adjustment that an in-game leader needs to make to give your team the best chance for success, which they haven't done.
Yep. Rand doing some work, getting one of them down, but he might be going down there into the nade. He does, and that's going to leave Alton as the last man alive. And it's going to be tough for him to clutch it. The question is, do you go for this or do you save? Because I think if you save, money situation is not looking good. I mean, kind of have to save it, though, if you want to keep that gun. Yep.
Well, that answers that. Cutlass goes on the manhunt. He cleans it up. We're on to our final round for Afterlife and the beginning of the super-duper comeback for Proximity.
The super-duper comeback for Proximity. That's going to be tough, seeing as they don't have the proper equipment to do so. Seeing Buys with no armor, and then Pharmacists with no armor, and they're just completely outmatched right now in terms of equipment. Well, actually, equipment value is pretty similar, 26 to 20,000. How did that happen?
Well, they did a full-on buyout, and they've also been on a bit of a losing streak here. You guys are watching Fixation TV. Excuse me. Just kidding. CEVO-TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. We are from Fixation TV. CEVO-TV has launched today, and we are proud to show you Week 1 of CEVO Season 3 for CSGO. That's a lot of words. Earlier you saw Armada take on, Denial, the team formerly known as Denial, and it was a pretty good one. Denial was, of course, victorious, and as this one winds down, it looks like Afterlife will be taking this one. Tune in Thursday for more. Follow this channel, please. We need to give you guys more resolutions to watch this at, and we can only do that with the case by having enough followers. I hope you guys enjoy our product. We will be rolling out more and more features and more support on www.cevo.com in the near future, and I'm hoping you'll be there to join us because we are very, very excited about what we'll be sharing with you in the next couple of weeks. I hope you guys will be there to see it. First kill goes to Afterlife. Dark Tart engages one down at long strip. He's and Randy had both pushed up to that door, and judging by the fact that Dark Tart's here, he's calling his teammates over thinking that they're probably stacked at long, so you guys should come through Cat and plant at the top here. Jex comes up over the top of the ramp, trying to do his own Superman impression by getting that clutch quad, but he comes up and only gets one. Randy and Striptease are the only ones left. they have to clutch a FAMAS and M4A1 in their hands. Two different directions. What we'd like to see, it's possible that they could pull this off. Darktard in the cubby space here. Lets one pass. Kill for him. That's too easy. Randy's the only one left. He stuck it long out in the open, has a smoke in his eyes. This could be the end. And all she wrote. First around the corner, engages Cutlass. Sprays down and cannot control his spray. 16-9. Proximity goes down. Afterlife wins it like we called it. The reigning champions put up a good show for the first match of the season, but here and for weeks to come, the schedule gets harder and harder.
It certainly does, and I mean, looking at proximity, the new blood in Maine, not sure where they came from, if they won the placement tournament or seeded high in the placement tournament or what, but they, like you said, they're capable. They look like they had what it takes. They just couldn't keep it going for, you know, the length of time that they needed to. But again, I'm glad to see new people coming into the league who are capable of getting better and putting up a fight against these guys. So
that was fun. That was fun. We've got more content coming up for you guys. Make sure that you check out this channel, our social media at www.twitter.com/CEVO. Make sure you check out our main page, www.cevo.com, for more CSGO updates. You'll be seeing some pretty cool new additions. Stay tuned. Keep your eyes to however you found us, social media, Twitter, Reddit. And join us again for when we have our next bout of great games from CEVO, probably from a complexity come Thursday, if I'm guessing right.
oh, that's gonna be nice.
All
Where are
right.
they scheduled to play?
Oh, let's find out. I'll find out for you right now.
Yes, as you guys said, please, as you guys have asked, we are Fixation TV. Well, we were Fixation TV, now CEVO-TV, as we've been saying. Please follow us here on our new channel, and yeah, things will be.
Well,
going quick
there
soon.
are some good ones, Clay. You ready for this?
Oh yeah, give it to me.
Afterlife versus Reliable Gaming.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here's another one. Exertus versus Denial.
That's gonna be a good one.
And you know what? This one is a close one to my heart. Go Berserk versus Pug Kings.
Ah, those are three good. Who's Complexity playing?
Complexity is playing against We Walk in Pubs. I got Denial and Complexity mixed up.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's going to be a good one. Clay, you do your job. You love to do that sign-off, and you do it better than anyone I know.
Yeah. So guys, we are now CEVO-TV. So please follow us on Twitch. Check out the website, CEVO.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. VODs will be starting from tonight forward. Other than that, that's it for us. We are Klops and Cotton on the new CEVO-TV home. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Once again, please go follow. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
Night, everybody. Alrighty.